What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
Bossman Show, friend of the show, the Merrimack Warriors. Joe got on the Bossman Show, doing big things in the MAC conference. Joe, good to see you again, my man.
Great to see you. It's been I might have been two years ago.
2 years.
Yeah.
That's on me, man. That's on me.
Always great to see you. You know, when I saw that email come in, you know that answer is always yes for you.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Well, I gotta ask you, man. How's it been going this year, man, for you guys, man? 14-9. 8-0 at home and 10-2 in the MAC. It's a tough league, man. So let's talk about your guys coming together once more and playing well, man. Causing havoc with your zone, man.
Yeah. I mean, as you know, it's a lot of roster movement every year now, right? For all of us at every level. So, you know, last year we went from the NEC to the MAC. Had a really good year, finished in second place, lost in the semifinal, and then we lost a lot of guys, whole starting five. You know, we only brought 4 scholarship players back. So, you know, my staff did a great job kind of finding our type of kids. And, you know, we pieced it together with some transfers, some freshmen, you know, D1 transfers, D2 transfers. But all of them are just, you know, our type of kids and great kids, great teammates. And, you know, it's all coming together again.
No doubt, Joe. It's very important, especially, man, whatever, knowing what a guy's why is. Like, why is he going to join your squad? Is it to get stats, or is it about himself, or is it about the team and what you've built and the culture you all built there for years? As you all came from D2 to D1, winning. We've been winning since you've been there. So talk about just finding a guy's why and really what's in his heart. Really, why is he going to join this program that you've been overseeing these many years, man? You've been talking.
Yeah, I think you really got to do your homework, right? And there's so many options for us out there now, right? It's like with the no sit out rule and the portal, and you know we are still big believer. You know we have 2 freshmen in our top 7 right now, and then we have a couple freshmen that were redshirting, so we didn't go away from that. But every kid on our roster, we fully vet, and a lot of them are from contacts that we have and guys we trust or play against guys that we've trusted. And you know, there's just too many options out there now that as soon as we get any type of like, well, you know, he's a good player, but, you know, we just move on. So we don't have any of those buts in our locker room. And, you know, it shows. And we sell that, you know, we sell it. You're going to come in, you know, we have a winning culture. You're going to play with like-minded people like yourself, and you just got to trust us because, you know, that's early on, the first couple guys that commit, they don't even know who their teammates are yet, right? Because you have such a new team. But, you know, every one of them after 3 weeks in the summer came in and said, Coach, man, you were right. You know, I don't know what you guys do or how you do it, but, you know, all these guys are just like me, and it feels like we've been playing together for years.
No doubt. And what you got have is everyday guys, man. And I know that's what you got to recruit. We've talked about it when we are at late point in the summertime. We talked about having everyday guys, man. So that's for listeners that you understand that what we're saying about it, having guys who are about their process every day, having winning habits, whether it be getting shots up on your own, going to get extra lifting on your own, eating the right way, sleep, getting your rest and sleep. It's very important to health and performance sciences. So talk about all them pieces of finding the guys who committed these all those small things off the court and on the court that contributes to winning the way you've won.
Yeah, even just now, we finished practice about a half hour ago, and I kind of sat at the scorer's table after just talking to trainers and different people, and nobody left. Right, all our guys that are playing minutes, they stayed and got extra work in, and not because the coach told them they had to, it's just what they wanted to do to kind of get right before we get on this plane. So, that's one of the big questions we ask. Like, do they love it? What kind of teammate are they? Um, we watch everything. We watch. I heard it was actually genius. You always watch, do they cheer for teammates? Like are they out of the game? Are they happy for their teammates? And I don't know if you remember the clip, but Coach Danny Hurley said, we watch when a kid gets knocked down, do people run over and help him up?
Yes.
Or are they just like, no, screw this dude. We're not helping him up. So we look for all that stuff. And it's just so important, um, not only for winning, just for happiness of everybody, right? Like you spend so much time with these guys. We always, I tell my assistants, recruit guys that we want to be around every day, right? It's such a long year. We're the only sport, us in hockey, that go over both semesters. You're starting in the summertime, so you're talking from June, July, all the way through March. If you're good, you better have guys that you enjoy being around.
And to that point, also of Danny Hurt's point, Coach Meyer Burns, who at the Hawks with us, talks about watching timeout huddles.
Yeah.
How the guys react in timeouts, it depends to the coach that engage in timeouts. So he's been watching timeout huddles. How did this guy handle timeouts? What does he do during timeouts? So that's off Danny Hurt's point. Coach Burns is a great coach in his own right. That's about timeout huddles as well.
And I still do it with our own team.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm watching film, I'm scanning, a shot goes in, what does the bench look like, right? And just to get a feel of the temperature of your team, and even our guys that aren't playing as much as they'd maybe like to, they're still being unbelievable teammates.
100%. And you play a competitive non-conference schedule. Now, I know we talked about it as well offline about how tough you are to get games when people don't want to play because of the defense you play and how good your team has been. But playing a tough non-conference schedule that you did and coming out of that the way you did, and now in MAC play, so let's talk about the resolve of your guys. Now, they're not letting non-con not going the way you wanted it to go, deter them from the main goal.
Yeah, and you know what? It's hard. Like they're still 18 to 23-year-olds. So I've been through it now for this is our seventh year in Division One. So, I've been through years that I was looking back. There was a year we didn't win now this was, we had some injuries early, but between guys out and our non-conference schedule, there was a year we didn't win a Division One game until after Christmas. And we went 14-4 in our league that year and won the conference, right? So I've been through that. You get a little scary with all these new guys. You get a little scared that are they going to believe in what you do after losing some of these non-conference games? So I think it hardens you, to be honest with you. Like, I think playing against that level of competition, it makes you better a little bit, right? I think it's more you've already been through a two-game losing streak. You've already had some tough conversations with guys in your office. You've already had some tough film sessions. So by the time you get to conference, one loss doesn't turn into three or four because you've already been through these hard moments, right? People that don't play anybody, you see it happen all the time. They get into conference play, one loss becomes two losses, becomes four losses, and everyone's like, well, what's going on? Well, what's going on is the first time they hit any adversity was on January 27th, right? We've been doing that since Thanksgiving, right? And I think that's really helped us.
No doubt. I remember, like I said, when I went to Tennessee State, we had to play all those bye games. So you were coming overseas, you play 4-9, 3-10.
Yeah, it doesn't
We
feel
had
good.
that talk about we're going out to do this to raise money for the athletic program, but other sports. So you understand why we're doing it, and just don't get hurt. Don't get injured.
I mean, I don't even click. I'll do it now. I don't even click on our schedule on our website until like this time of year because now you click on it, you see 14-9, and it's good. I'm not clicking on that schedule until well into the new year because I don't want to see any of these 3-6s and 3-7s when you're, at Florida, at Auburn, at South Dakota State, at Tarleton State. We had one non-conference home game, right? And you see what we're doing. We're 8-0 at home, right? If we ever were in that position where we had more home games, all of a sudden you're talking about these 19, 20 win seasons look more like 25 win seasons.
No, Don Joe, as always, your team does a great job of sharing the basketball and moving the ball. How about how important it is to get guys who are about being unselfish, getting the right shot for their teammates, knowing whether the right shot for them is, but making sure I also get a great shot for my guy. But while I watch you always, the ball movement is so crisp and just popping, which is enjoyable to see and watch.
Yeah, you got to, unselfish guys. You watch them in high school, you watch them at their other schools. We always start our summer session. I tell these guys um, there's two things that connect a team: sharing the ball, right? Because everybody's happy, and extreme defensive energy. Because if you see your point guard playing hard, and then this guy's denying this pass, and it's just contagious. So those are two things we hang our hat on because it keeps everybody happy and everybody motivated, right? If you know I'm going to give up a good one for a great one, you're probably going to do that for me. If you know I'm playing my butt off on defense, you're going to do the same. So, regardless of zone or what play we run, what it really comes down to is, are we sharing the basketball? Are we taking care of the basketball? And how hard are we playing?
And Joe, I think fans will understand this, that when you and I do that, sometimes a screen angle, the right screening angle, the right spacing on the backside, or just a quick 45 cut or whatever, Iverson cut, whatever it is we've drawn up here, that gets the great shots you see on SportsCenter. That all those guys on a string matter to that shot you see on SportsCenter that gets all the accolades. Watch the other 9 players working to get that shot.
Yeah, we call them the invisible plays. And sometimes in the live game, I won't even see it. And I'll come back on film and go, oh, man, I can't believe, this kid just set that random weak side flare screen to get his teammate a shot. And, those invisible plays that don't show up in the box score, those are the ones that the really good teams do.
And for the way you all play, the way you value basketball under 10 a game, Joe, like talk about that piece as well, but how the ball's everything. That's our program is the ball and getting guys to buy into valuing that basketball so we don't give up pick sixes that we can't defend, but we can make sure that if it may have them, make sure that live ball, hopefully, and try to get somebody a better shot than yours, but not the dumb ones that we can't stand.
Yeah, and we try everything. You try, after X amount of turnovers in practice, you're going to run or this and that. And I think you just got to talk about it. You got to show it on film. You got to figure out where the turnovers are coming from. Like, are they passing turnovers? Are they just kind of, mishaps, or are they dribbling, ball handling turnovers? And then you got to attack them, but it's hard to lose if we're almost +5 every year in turnover margin, right? We just beat Sacred Heart on Sunday, and we didn't even shoot the ball particularly well. We were 9 for 30 from three, but we had 5 turnovers and they had 16. It's really hard to lose a game if you're getting, 11 extra possessions, and you know how turnovers go. A lot of them lead to good offense. So yeah, causing the turnovers and not having them, that's kind of, if you said, why have you guys been successful? I would say, that's the biggest thing, is that differentiate in turnovers.
Yeah, I tell our fans, Joe, that possession game is so important. And it's rebounding and turnovers, that's possession game. Yeah. How many shots you get on the basket, how many rebounds you create, that's the game. Yeah. So I try to educate the fans, Joe. I give a little insight of watch the game more just the good to go win or not. You know what I'm saying? A little nuance of the game is so important, like you said, that especially as it getting towards March. The possession game is so important because everyone matters even
down.
more.
Yeah, game slows down a little bit. People aren't necessarily running as much, and they become a little bit more rock fights, like scouting second time through the league. We already know what you're going to run. You know what we're going to run, right? So now it's all those little things, and you're right. It's like who's going to get more shots at the basket.
And Joe, with a whole new team, man, talk about getting them to learn how to win those clutch time games. Because, we can do it in practice all we want to, but situational drills, up 6, 1:30 to go, or up 8 with 2 minutes to go, or down 8, 2 minutes to go. But until you're in that live situation, you don't know how to make those winning plays at winning time and come through on the right end for you. So about getting guys to learn that before March as well, going through that live and in color.
Yeah, I think you just got to play a lot. Like our summers, obviously the zone is new to all these guys. So, we'll spend the first, 15 to 20 minutes on the zone every day, but then we play. And the more you play, the more situations you get in. We have winners and losers in every drill. We make winning and losing mean something. And then you just, something sometimes as simple as like a layup drill. I'm watching like, all right, this kid wants to win. He's doing this extra thing. He figured out a loophole in this drill so his team could win. And, I think the more that's a big stat for us. Like we'll send it out. This is your record in drills in practice. It's amazing that this guy's our best player. Well, if you look at the practice stats, he had like a 78% winning percentage in drills. So I think the more you could play and put these guys in those situations, then when the games come, you still need the game reps, but at least you got through it in practice.
That's one for you, Joe, man. You played Mount St. Mary's at home, won by 10 against them. So it's a good great to play them a second time at their place, man. What you seeing from them on film as they evolved since they last saw you a few weeks ago?
Yeah, tough place to play. We're very familiar with that program. They've had a couple different coaches now, but when I was with Coach Toole and Robert Morris, we used to have some good battles at Mount St. Mary's in the NEC. They knocked us out of the conference tournament, beat us by 1 or 2 in the semifinals last year, and ended up going on to win it. Coach Lynn, Donnie, I have a ton of respect for, but they play, them and St. Peter's. Two of the hardest playing teams that will play all year. And put the basketball aside, like you better show up and be ready to play because they're going to try and put you on your heels. So, you got to answer the bell from a physicality standpoint. You got to be ready to get on the glass. You got to take care of the basketball, and then you could actually get into the coaching basketball piece. But if you don't show up ready to fight against these guys, especially at home, they could take it to you.
No doubt. Well, Joe, good to see you again, man. Won't be 2 years again, I promise, man. So that's on me, brother.
Hopefully we have a reason to do this in March.
Yes, indeed. There we go, man. Well, thank you always, Joe. Be safe on your trip, man. I'll see you soon, man.
All right, thanks, man.
See you, man.
See you.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
What's up, family? Jared the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to The Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.